Hey everyone, welcome. First off, I'd like to thank everyone that's helped me get to over the 9,000 mark on the channel. That's amazing, thank you very much. If you are new, don't forget to hit the like, share, comment, subscribe, bell icon. In this video we look at news that while we are locked in, the Dutch send 3 massive super trawlers to steal all our fish. If this is allowed, there won't be any bloody fish left in my opinion. And to the Dutch, we will remember this, what you've done, and we will not let you get away with it. Friendly nations do not attack each other's food stocks. In my opinion, it's an act of aggression.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration. Rotten politics in this country at the moment.
The article is titled, Fishing Outrage. Dutch trawlers plunder British waters with UK boats unable to sail. Now I did say in a previous video that I suspected the EU fleet want to destroy our fish stocks before we get our waters back. Seems I was right. These ships are huge. And in my opinion, it's spiteful and calculated to make us suffer. And it will if we get our waters back and there are no fish left. It'll take us years to allow them to heal and to grow the stocks back. The time that'll take will effectively finish our fishing industry overnight. And any hope that our fishing coastal towns had of getting a cash injection from a new fishing wave is done. But let's read this and we'll have a discussion about it at the end. 3 Dutch super trawlers have been ruthlessly plundering UK fish stocks with British boats unable to sail during the lurgy lockdown. Environmental campaigners Greenpeace have warned. Their activities are causing untold damage to the fragile ecosystem, with Jeremy Percy, director of the new Under 10 Fishermen's Association, which represents fishermen who use boats of less than 10 metres in length, is concerned their activities endanger the lives of whales and dolphins as well. The movements of the vessels are recorded in a series of GPS maps released by the environmental campaigners spending weeks fishing waters on the west coast of Scotland. So they've been here for weeks, these boats. Chris Thorne, Oceans campaigner at Greenpeace UK, told Express.co.uk, in the last month, while the entire world is in lockdown, we've seen the super trawler fleet relentlessly fishing in and around the UK waters. Like I said, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that they get all of our fish before we get them. Now I'm sorry, but I am absolutely incensed by this. If the government let them get away with this, they are useless and they won't ever get another vote. I'll tell you that much for nothing. But what say you? Since arriving in early April, the first super trawlers to show up, the Willem van der Zwan Africa and Frank Boniface, have been joined by yet more super trawlers exploiting UK waters while local fisheries are largely stuck at home, unable to work. How are they allowed to work then? I've got a solution to this, and it involves a Navy vessel parked right in the sea above Northern Ireland. Sort all this out straight away. In fact, I would actually arrest all of the boats that are in our waters at the moment, and I'd go through them with a fine tooth comb to see what sort of stocks they've got, and I'd make sure that search took until the 31st of October. They would not leave with our fish. But what say you? Do you think that's an option? We must address the unfair fishing system which favours unsustainable industrial fishing fleets over local, more sustainable fleets. So this is exactly what I said, isn't it, guys? I mean, they're trying to fish all of our fish out of our waters so that we can use the fish as a way to boost our economy. Now, are we actually not seeing this as an act of war at this point? Because I actually think that this is covert aggression, i.e. hidden aggression, not out in the open because they're too weak to say it. But we'll continue. I mean, look at the size of these ships. Look at the size of that. The situation in the UK is far from unique. We've seen industrial fleets illegally fishing off the coast of Argentina, and we should blow them out the water for it if they're doing it illegally. And there's a significant increase in fishing activity here according to global fishing watch data. While the world is at home, fishing continues. Now, this is really, really low in my opinion. They know for a fact what they're doing as well, the Dutch. They know for a fact that this is hurting and will hurt the UK, and they don't care in the slightest. I think we should maybe park a Navy vessel right outside Amsterdam and see how they like it for a bit. Eh? Should we go and fish Amsterdam's waters? Have they got any? Yeah, they have. A little tiny strip. We'll go and fish their waters. In fact, let's just blow all their fish up. Just drop dynamite and a long strip. Blow them all out of the water. Would that be classed as an act of war? I think it would, but it's the same principle, is it not? You understand what I mean? If they're coming and they're destroying our food stocks, because the fish are quite literally our food stocks. We may need these in the coming future, and they're intentionally bringing massive super trawlers and have been here since, well, they've been here since 3 months. They've been here 3 months. absolutely destroying our fish stocks. Am I the only one that's annoyed at this? I probably not, am I? Some people might think the lockdown is allowing nature to heal, but that certainly isn't true for our oceans. No, it's not. They're attacking us through our fish. Mr. Percy told Express he was concerned not only of what he termed the super trawler pack, but also about the activities of Belgian beam trawlers and French trawlers, which he said were also regular visitors. How is this allowed? This is an assault, is it not? He added, our main concern is that the Marine Management Organisation are not authorising physical inspections of any of these vessels during the pandemic. So we're just letting them do it then. So just come in, just bring as many ships as you want, you bunch of muppets, bring them all in, totally destroy our fishing prospects, all the while we're sitting here doing absolutely nothing. With the super trawlers, a primary concern of ours is the massive impact they can have in a very short time if not adequately policed. I think we should just arrest every single one of them. We should send the Navy out and just drag them all into port and not let them out until after we leave. Simple as that. You are fishing here illegally, in my opinion, and we have been urging the UK authorities to insist on cameras on these boats. Insist on cameras? Insist on cameras? We should be stopping every single one and forcing them out of our waters. Not only with regards to fisheries activities, but also to record any impacts on cetaceans, which is dolphins, whales, that sort of stuff. So mammals. Mr. Percy added, the owners of the Magiris insist that she has a zero bycatch in this and other regards, but the evidence from industrial pelagic fishing generally strongly suggests otherwise. So they're lying. So they're saying that they're not fishing extra stuff apart from the quota, but we're not checking if they're fishing extra stuff apart from the quota. We're just going on their word for it, are we? How is it doing so far, eh? How is it doing so far? Yeah, exactly. Reports for the winter of 2009 in the Bay of Biscay suggest 11,000 dolphins were killed by industrial trawlers. When these vessels were fishing the confined waters of the English Channel some months ago, the incidence of dead cetaceans, so that's dolphins and whales, washed up on beaches along their fishing track was notable. So they're lying. So they don't care what they fish. They're just smashing our waters as much as they possibly can while they still can. This is a disgrace in my opinion, and it should not be allowed. But what say you? Are you as incensed by this as me? Do you think that this should be allowed? Do you think that they're intentionally trying to overfish our water supplies, our fish supplies, so that we don't have the opportunity to use that to bolster our economy in the future? Because I think it is. I think this is an act of aggression in my opinion. In terms of Belgian and French effort, I counted over a dozen Belgian beamers in our waters together with a number of French and Dutch operators. Last year, a similar Greenpeace analysis revealed another Dutch vessel, the Marigris, had been in an area designated as a, you ready? Marine Conservation Zone. So these are not to be fished. And yet they did anyway. And these are super trawlers. Then Brexit Party MP June Mummery described an 136 metre vessel as a factory ship capable of killing hundreds of dolphins. I care about the dolphins, but I care more about the fish stock, to be honest. That's our food supply for the future. We may need it with this lurgy crisis. What did he think? Did he think they're actually going to get away with this? Because I'm hoping they never do. I'm hoping that this gets seen by the Tory government as exactly what it is, aggression. A DEFRA spokeswoman said, we know this is a challenging time for fishermen and fish processors, and we are working urgently with the industry. Furthermore, the Marine Management Organisation continues to work hard to monitor and inspect trawlers in English waters. Force them out. At the end of the transition period, we have the right to decide who fishes in our waters and on what terms. No, we have the right to decide that now, not after the pissing negotiations that aren't working. Now. Any decisions about giving access to fish for vessels from the EU or any other coastal states will be a matter for the UK to decide. Express has also contacted Marine Scotland to ask for a response to Greenpeace's analysis. And I bet they've not said a bloody word because it's the EU, isn't it? And Scotland are the little bitches of the EU. Sorry, Scottish, but your country is exactly that. Bitches to the EU. And why? Because you voted in SNP, though. That little ankle-biting, poisonous cranker. Now, what are my thoughts on this? You probably tell by the article, can't you? I am incensed, absolutely incensed. This is a joke. How we can be still letting mega trawlers fish our waters, and they're obviously going to be doing it to an extent that we would not normally be happy with. So why are we allowing it still now? This is an attempt to totally destroy our fishing stocks. This is them saying, well, if we can't fish your fishing stocks, neither can you. Well, I'm sorry, as I said earlier in the previous bit, that to me is an act of war, and we should be telling France, Belgium and the Dutch that if they don't get their boats out of our waters, we're having them. How about that one? We'll send you boys back in all the dinghies you keep sending us. Yeah, exactly. But what say you guys? Do you think this is a joke? Do you think they're actually trying to overfish our waters so we've got no opportunity of ever getting any fish out of the sea for another 10, 15, 20 years? Because I do. What do you think we should do about it? What options do you think we have? Do you think our government should just get onto them or the EU and say, if you push any more boats into our waters while we're in lockdown, we will, out of matter of principle and for emergency measures, protect our borders and our country by blowing them out of water? Maybe a bit extreme, but we could claim them, couldn't we? Is in our water, therefore they're ours to inspect, and then just take 2 or 3 months to inspect them, send them back after the transition period with no fish in the hold and a slapped arse. But anyway guys, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you on the next one.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration. Rotten politics in this country at the moment.